Okay. Hello, everyone, and
I almost fell.
welcome back. No, I didn't. To the Friends You Can Keep podcast. Apologies for not being here.
Ow, the cat just bit me.
Yeah, you did. Last week, I had family come in from the state of Florida. I almost said great state, and I'm like, well, let's not push it.
Yeah.
The state of Florida, and things went differently planned than I thought they would. So we didn't get a chance to record. And then this weekend, we almost didn't record, but
Well, we almost did, then we
the nightmare has now settled, and we've definitively figured out what we're doing. Even though it's Thursday, we normally record on Friday. I don't work tomorrow, and it's really throwing me the fuck off. But we're
it's
here.
really Debbie Downer that's ruined everything. The hurricane.
Oh yeah, Hurricane Debbie. Deborah? Is it just Deborah?
It's
or is it Debbie?
It's Debbie. It's just Debbie.
It should be Deborah.
I think it's just.
I feel like Debbie is too informal.
Is it just like DEBI? Ow. Robin scratched me. It really hurts.
Like, I feel like a hurricane. I feel like it should be Deborah.
Well, I think recently they've been having very casual names.
But like, why? It's a hurricane.
I don't know.
Debbie sounds like, I don't know. There's not a single, like, I was gonna say like a snowstorm, but not even, maybe like a mild, like, one that causes a one-day school.
Yeah, where like they call out school and then it blows over, so you get like a free day off.
Snowstorm Debbie. Yeah, I found a hilarious TikTok. This is all like tweets and such about Tim Walz, Kamala Harris's vice presidential candidate, I guess. Is that what he's called? I don't know what you
Yeah.
partner? I don't know what you really call
running
him.
mate.
Running mate, there it is, I guess. Yeah. So it's just a bunch of like tweets, pictures, comparisons. I didn't look at all of them. They're very funny. I thought enough to share on the show with you. Big year for Midwest princesses. It's him and Chappell Roan, however you pronounce.
I didn't know she was from the Midwest.
Sure.
That's fun.
Trump, Tim Walz will unleash hell on earth. Tim Walz. And it's the picture of him hugging all those kids.
Oh, and then the piglet.
And then him hugging a piglet.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
These are not, they get better. Tim Walz knows all the words to Jimmy Buffett's Kokomo. Tim Walz, big dad energy.
Definitely.
Tim Walz has never not had a tire pressure gauge in his glove compartment.
Definitely. I hope one of these is he's the dad that slips the money into your pocket when he gives you a hug.
When Walz has to run back inside to grab his keys, he definitely says, wouldn't have made it far without those. And then someone replied saying, Tim Walz says, who let you in here, when he sees his friend in Chili's.
Yep. He probably also says, we got here just in time.
That one made me laugh so hard. Tim Walz had the campaign staff up at 4:30 this morning so they can get on the road and beat the traffic. Big dad energy. Tim Walz is the dad at the Pride Parade wearing the Free Dad Hugs t-shirt, and there's a line. If you came out as trans to Tim Walz, he'd say, hi trans, I'm dad, and hug you and ruffle your hair.
Definitely.
Just me and part of my family trick-or-treating at the future vice president's house, Halloween 2019. It's important you know the Walz family had full-size candy bars, hot chocolate, and hot cider for everyone.
Wow.
And it's a picture of them with the hopefully future vice president and his wife.
Oh my gosh. That's adorable.
Tim Walz isn't mad at J.D. Vance. He's just disappointed.
Yep.
And then the last one is just a picture of him with a cat. Sure. Very funny. They're there. I got to the Chili's one and stopped because I was just laughing hysterically.
Yeah, he's using all those
in the truck at work. Because I've seen like we got here just in time. I've seen we got far out of these, like all the keys ones. I've seen all those ones. They're very funny. They're usually just like, oh, white people say this.
Yeah.
They're very funny. But seeing the Chili's one, I've not seen that one a lot. But like, it's so accurate. That's what your dad does.
for sure.
Well, no, your dad says, "Oh, they'll let anybody in here."
Yeah.
And the guy has to like turn and look like, "Oh,
or
you son of a bitch."
He'll make a comment about like that the person that he knows paying his bill.
Well, it's definitely they'll let anyone in here. Then when they're like when the conversation's ending, it's like, "Oh, I'll make sure that they drop my bill off at your table."
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Such a dad thing to say. My dad definitely says, "Oh, we got here just in time." Like
I don't like that I say it, but I definitely say it.
But it's so funny.
But I think I'm saying it because I now like acknowledge. Like I'll say it, but I'll like look at you like,
yeah.
God, you're just like. And I'm not looking at you like the dad of like, oh, God, you're just. It's more the look of like, this is what white people say, and I'm about to say it. Sometimes it's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes it is true. But it's one of those, like, you're stating the obvious.
Yeah. We saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, last weekend. Hard to keep track of time.
No.
Feels like it was 2 weeks ago at this point.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, because last weekend, Bob and Deb.
Oh, yeah, last weekend. Yep. You're right. So it was 2 weeks ago. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I liked it.
If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest seeing it. I think it was fantastic. I'm interested to see where we go from here with that franchise. I can't see. I mean, I don't know. There's been all this conversation online about, like, where do we go from here? Is Deadpool in other movies? Do you just continue making Deadpool movies? I can't see them making more Deadpool movies. That feels like a weird...
No, this one felt like the end.
Well, it felt like the end of, like, his solo films and, like, that line. I could definitely see them... Because they make a joke. It was very strange. So when we saw it in theaters, I don't know if this happened in every theater... We saw it with her brother Jason. There was 4 billion fucking trailers. Oh my God.
That was the most
so many trailers. And I thought it was just me, but then like I heard people around us like, holy shit. Like there were so many trailers.
And maybe like are just that many movies coming out right now? Or I don't know. It felt like there's twice as many.
Well, a lot of it was really, I'm not fucking seeing that. No one's seeing that in theaters. Like, what are you doing here?
Well, I know it was an R-rated movie, so they're all scary.
But then they had this weird thing where it was Deadpool and Wolverine talking about the movie, like, oh, they're finally making Secret Wars. And then it's one of those, like, PSAs for turning your phone off. And at the end of the PSA, it's Deadpool and Wolverine coming to theaters
July
the day we were there to see it. And everyone was kind of like, why are you playing this right before seeing Deadpool? Well,
why didn't you just take out the coming to theater? Like, we know I'm here to see it.
Yeah, why didn't you just leave it at, like, the turn your phones off?
Yeah.
It was just weird. It was so strange. So I don't know, like, if they'll be in Secret Wars, because they kind of showed them, like, teasing it. But I don't know. It'll be very interesting, too, because they announced at D23, Comic-Con. They announced at Comic-Con that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to play Doctor Doom in the Avengers, whatever the second new Avengers movie is coming out. Because there's 2 of them, and I forget what the first one is called. But he's replacing... It is, like, confirmed that the Kang storyline is done.
Because that guy...
Because Jonathan Majors had all that shit happen.
Yeah.
He had a statement out that he's disappointed that he's very happy for Robert Downey Jr. and he thinks it'll be great because RDJ is a great actor and the Russo brothers are great directors and this and that. But he's disappointed that like RDJ got to have his moment of like his low moment and then came back and everybody allowed him a second chance.
Yeah, like
and
30 years
him.
ago.
And they're doing the same thing with Ezra Miller, which I'm like, I don't think they are. Ezra Miller did a whole bunch of questionable shit. And everyone was like, I think we're done with you. And Warner Brothers was like, we're going to still keep him on as the Flash. And they made that awful Flash movie, and then James Gunn is like, we're not keeping anybody. Henry Cavill's gone. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck is gone. Like, Ezra Miller, they're all gone. We're not keeping anybody in these movies.
Yeah, but Robert Downey Jr. didn't do something while the Marvel movies were being filmed. Like, he did his time. So, sorry, you lost a role right now because what you did is right now.
Being a drug addict is very different than being abusive.
Yes. Yeah. I think
it's just strange.
I think he did a few criminal things, but I don't think it was like that.
RDJ?
Yeah.
I thought it was, but it was all like drug related.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think he beat anybody, especially not a woman.
It was just strange, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but it's very misguided.
Did you do anything to like redeem yourself?
Well, it was strange. I stopped following it because it happened, and there was like a lot of denial from him and his team, and the girl that called the cops then like rescinded all her statements, and it was this whole thing. But then like there was audio recording, or there was body cam footage, or there was some sort of
proof,
like hard evidence.
Yeah.
And then that happened. Like, it was, like I said, I stopped following it. But they did. Loki season 2 does wrap up the Kang storyline well enough that it makes sense they're not going to move forward with it. What I don't understand is, what'll be interesting to me is that's clearly what we were building towards.
Yeah. So now they have.
So now you have to like pivot. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm guessing that pivot will be in the Fantastic Four movie. But it's hard because it's a period piece. Set in like the 40s or the 50s or whatever. Or the 60s. It's set in like well before these movies take place. So it's a strange, like, is this what's going to lead into the Doctor Doom Avengers movie? Because I don't know. Everyone online was, well, not everyone, but tons of people were super pissed about Robert Downey Jr.'s casting.
I won't be seeing any of them, so.
Because why didn't they, I saw a lot of weird comparisons of, like, him playing two different people, but they couldn't recast T'Challa in Black Panther, and what was the point? Like, the whole ending of Endgame is pointless now, and you've ruined that entire movie and the emotion of that movie.
Why?
And all these post-mortem Iron Man things are useless and blah, blah,
but
blah.
But he's not playing Iron Man.
Well, that's what everyone's like. It's not the same character. And if you listen to the Russo brothers intro at Comic-Con, it's like, I forget the exact wording, but it's like to really show you the possibilities of the multiverse.
Right.
And then they introduced that it's Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom. And there is an entire comic storyline where there is a different universe where Tony Stark is Doctor Doom.
Right, so it doesn't...
it's not unprecedented. Yeah. They didn't just make this up.
People just don't like it, so they're going to complain about it.
Well, when people just don't... It's the hot new thing to not like Marvel.
Well, it's because we're about 10,000 movies in, so...
No, it's, and I've gotten flack for this too because I'm assuming, but when the assumption is all the movies post Endgame that you hate are Captain Marvel, and you didn't like the Miss Marvel series, and you didn't like the She-Hulk series,
right?
But you loved Spider-Man: No Way Home, and you loved Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, you just don't like ladies,
and you didn't like Doctor Strange 2. Because it had, well, your logic is that it was campy and this and that, but if you're like someone I know, you fucking loved Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, but you didn't like Doctor Strange 2, and it's like, well, that's what Sam Raimi does. Like, it's a Sam Raimi movie. So if you didn't like this movie, then you shouldn't like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies.
I don't, so it's okay.
Well, the reality is they don't like it. They don't like it because America Chavez is in it, and her parents are lesbians, and she wears like a pride pin on her denim jacket. Oh, how dare you! How dare you push that agenda on me?
I did like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I only saw the first one, of course. Then they remade it too many times.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies to have an opinion on them.
I watched them when they came out. Well, the first one.
I remember...
No, wait. Who's in this? The first one is the Green Goblin?
Yes, the first one is Green Goblin. Doc Ock is the second one.
Okay, so I saw the second one then.
And Venom is the third one.
I didn't see the third one.
With Topher Grace.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that. I do remember it coming out because I'm like,
and
that
Andrew
is
Garfield
so
does 2.
Yeah. Why do they only do 2 and not 3?
That's a whole...
Oh, because those movies suck.
That's a different conversation for a different episode.
I don't care, so that's okay. I thought maybe it was just like, they weren't good.
There was all this resurgence of them doing a third one now that like No Way Home was such a success.
Why? You can't double back.
Well, no, that's a matter of the like how people now love the prequels in Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, people hated The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then No Way Home comes out, and it's like, man, people really disrespected Andrew Garfield.
I like him.
Those movies were so good, and, like, he got way too much hate that he didn't deserve, and this and that, and I'm like, this hindsight shit is really amazing to me. Of, like... Ahmed Best is in the prequels and was on the verge of killing himself because people sent him so much hate for playing Jar Jar Binks.
Well,
and now people are like...
Jar Jar Binks, like, ruined everything.
And now people... And the same thing with that little boy who plays Anakin, who, like, just gave up acting and wanted to remove himself from any sort of the public eye because of the shit people gave him for that movie. And then now people are like, oh, you know, the prequels weren't as bad as I thought they were.
They were.
It's like,
they were. Don't kid yourself. It's okay for you to say, like, oh, it's so nostalgic to watch them.
Well, no, it's because you're looking in
Fine.
comparison. They hate Disney Star Wars. So by comparison, of course, the prequels are fantastic.
They're so bad.
Because our Lord and Savior, George Lucas, can do no wrong.
Oh, my God. He can do plenty wrong. And
he can do plenty wrong.
There's 3 of them. I mean...
There's more than 3.
The first 3 are what you would expect from a 70s sci-fi movie. But then, like...
There's also the Indiana Jones franchise.
Also what you would expect from an action movie in the 70s.
Well, I've had this conversation before. Plot-wise...
It's the
good.
dialogue.
Action, great. What I wouldn't expect from an action movie in the 70s is that dialogue. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's so clunky.
Oh, the dialogue is awful. Mm-hmm. I've seen porn with better dialogue in those movies.
Honestly, it comes across that George Lucas has never had a full conversation with someone. Like, it's all, and like...
The sand is coarse. I hate it.
Like... there's some zingers in there, and there's some, like, funny lines, I guess, but I don't know if they're, like, I don't think they're supposed to be funny, but they are funny.
When you get the
It appears your rage has killed her. Like, that's definitely not supposed to be funny. Like...
I don't know why you think it's so funny.
Because then he just goes, no.
That's what's funny. What's not so...
She's lost the will to live.
What's not funny is, it appears your rage has killed her.
But the doctor's voice is so monotone.
What's funny is the very, very camp, like, zoom out.
Yeah.
Just like, it appears your rage has killed her. No!
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's awful. But in the same movie... No, it's not the same movie.
Huh? I loved you.
Yeah, when him and Anakin fight each other?
Yeah. That's how he gets burnt.
Well, I didn't know if this was like... Yeah, you're right. It is the same movie.
The second one is all the terrible
It's all politics.
love story between Anakin and Padme.
I wanted to change my
Queen
shirt,
Amidala.
and I'm just realizing I didn't. Yeah.
It's just so bad.
You've got that awful shit in the same movie as, like, one of the best fight scenes in movie history.
Yeah.
With like him screaming is very intense. It's not bad, but like it's hard to watch.
It is.
Like it does its purpose, which is so weird that like so much of those movies is garbage. But then like when you're watching him screaming in pain, being burned alive, like the reaction that's happening to you is what they wanted. Like it's achieving its goal. Yeah. But then, like, the rest of the movie is just like, what the fuck are we doing here? What kind of name is Dooku?
Count Dooku. All of them are super
Count
weird.
Dooku.
Count
Anakin is,
Dooku.
Anakin is killing Yinglings.
Speaking of weird names, Robin learned the name Oogie Boogie, but he calls him Boogie Boogie.
Yep.
Tony had his little figurine, and he was like, "It's Oogie Boogie," and Robin's just like, "Boogie Boogie." I'm like, "Sure."
I don't think you were there yesterday. We were talking about all his different. I think it was probably right after you left. Is why we were talking about it. All his different phrases and stuff that he says. I'm like, my favorite is he can't say he doesn't say the word "don't." So when he doesn't want something, you try to hand it to him. It's on his plate, whatever. Instead of like, "I don't want it," it's "want it."
Yeah.
Want it.
Or you do. You do.
Me too.
Take
me
it.
too.
Take it.
That's my new favorite thing.
Me too.
Me too.
We got rid of help me. Help me.
Help me. Help me.
No. Me too.
Or like he doesn't say down. Stairs.
Yeah.
Stairs.
Uh-huh. He can't say downstairs.
He can't say out. Side.
Uh-huh.
Side. Which is a change because he used to just point at the door and go, "Home."
Yes.
Home. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we're at home.
Or we would be somewhere, like we'd be at the beach.
Being somewhere is different, but we'd be here. And he's like,
and he
home.
would point at the door like home. I'm like,
Home.
do you not like to travel? What's happening? And then like I don't know why all of a sudden I took him outside and he's like, home. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, well, you would be here, and the door would be open, and he's pointing at the screen door like home. And we're like, well, you are home. What are you talking about? And yeah, now he's side.
No, now he just opens the door and lets
That's true too. But so I've got some. I went through. So we've done like Facebook stuff before, and I've cleaned out quite a bit. Well, this time I just kept scrolling until there was nothing left. I went from like the beginning and found some interesting things that we
oh dear
haven't talked about yet. 31 posts from Nextdoor. You're aware of what that happens? That proves it's one of the most unhinged places on the internet.
I got an invite for our... I don't know if it's Linfield. I didn't do it because I don't want to be in there.
So this is a PSA. Rancho Cucamonga Neighborhood Watch. PSA, Halloween is officially 4 weeks away, and I was hoping to catch you all before you make your candy selections. Over the last 3 Halloweens, I've noticed candy stock has become more and more diluted with cheap candy. I don't know if this trend is the result of the higher bills or even the new constructions, but cheap candy has somehow infiltrated our community for Halloween, and it has to stop. Dum Dums, Smarties, and Jolly Ranchers may be suitable for Ontario, Fontana, and even Montclair, but here in Rancho Cucamonga, we are an affluent neighborhood.
Do you think they'd change the names?
And this status, definitely not, and this status should be reflected in our candy provisions for Halloween. Standard, full, or king size candy, king is all caps, size candy is the bar, pun intended, we set for our community on Halloween. If you purchased the fun size, you don't need to return them. Just keep in mind that 4 to 6 of those fun size bars equate to a standard size bar when you dole out that candy to trick-or-treaters. Would you spell that D-O-L-L?
Dole.
That's dull. And please,
I don't know.
And please, for God's sake, leave those peep candies alone. No one, and I mean no one, all caps, wants those terrible marshmallow tragedies. For the elderly who hand out coins, unless you plan on throwing some quarters into the mix, stop peddling your pennies and step up your game this Halloween. It's a calculated loss to the trick-or-treaters after you adjust for inflation and the opportunity cost of what they could have received elsewhere if they had just skipped your house.
I love getting some change.
And the best of Nextdoor shared it and put, Dum Dums, Smarties, and Jolly Ranchers may be suitable for Ontario, Fontana, and even Montclair, but not here in Rancho Cucamonga. And then they put, we, clap emoji, R, clap emoji, and clap, affluent clap, neighborhood clap, and clap, R, clap, Halloween clap, candy clap, should clap, reflect clap, that clap.
I mean...
That was a great post. We are an affluent neighborhood.
I think, like, okay, great that you pointed out. I don't think you have to, like...
Oh, bummer. Some of these are so old, they're missing. You
didn't have to go to, like, the money shaming of it. Like, you could have just said, like, hey, let's step up our candy game so the kids aren't getting crap they're just going to throw away. You know? Like, if it's not a candy you would eat yourself, don't buy it. Which is how I've always approached Halloween candy, because, like, what if I get stuck with it?
Hello, all.
Why are these so long?
I was recently looking through my daughter's room to see if I could borrow one of her waist trainers to wear to my next book club meeting when I found a strange bottle in her sock drawer. I am afraid to touch it because it seems to be some kind of hard drug. It has a strong alcoholic scent, but the leaf pattern on the front makes me wonder if it contains some form of cannabis. And on top of that, the logo claims it soothes pain. Could my daughter be into some sort of alcohol-cannabis blend? Blended opiate painkiller solution? I'm extremely worried, and if someone could please help me identify this liquid, that'd be excellent. I have attached a picture below. Oh, and don't worry, I have taken appropriate measures. My daughter is grounded and has had her 24-hour fitness membership taken away. Please make sure your kids aren't hiding something like this in your house either. This could be an epidemic. It is aloe vera cooling gel.
Why couldn't she just read that?
Because she probably doesn't know what aloe vera is.
What human being doesn't know what aloe vera is?
That's amazing. That's top notch.
Like, even my mom would know what that is. Like, that's not a newfangled thing. Like, it's been around.
What's happening? Stop opening fucking Twitter.
Twitter doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, it does. I refuse to call it X.
Well, Neighborhood was...
We're coming back.
Is that what it's called? Neighborhood?
Next door.
Next door.
There we go.
Neighborhood.
Kathleen, kindly stop emailing this to me. Thank you.
Is it an MLM?
Carol. Kathleen, go up to the title of the thread. Over to the far right, there is an arrow. Click on that and you can choose Turn Off Notifications, and you won't receive notice of any more comments on this thread. And when you reply to a comment, it automatically sets you up to get notice of all replies until you click that notice. Thanks. Nate thanked Carol. And then Kathleen, no, you figure out a way to take me off the email that I never subscribed to.
Oh, so she commented on a post.
So she commented on a post. People are replying to her, and she's getting notifications about it. And she's mad about it. This lady then told her how to stop that.
Right, and she's like, no,
and she said, no, bitch, you figured it out.
Then delete her comments. What a wild thing.
Farting in my mailbox.
What? I'm gonna start doing that. You can just fart in someone's mailbox?
Someone keeps farting in my mailbox late.
How do you know? Can you smell it?
Someone keeps farting in my mailbox late at night. I can hear it outside the window, and I smell it every time I check my mail. I have to write this one down. Hold on.
Just take a picture of it.
No, the time code.
Oh.
In the off chance that I fucking make...
Wait a minute.
Shorts that I have not made in God knows how long.
That's a powerful fart.
This is getting old and is extremely childish. My bills and coupons smell so bad I can't even pay them or use them at the grocery store. Anyone in my neighborhood, keep an eye out for the brown eye. I will catch the flash.
Ew! Are you talking about their butthole? She might as well just said, watch out for that chocolate starfish. That's disgusting. Honestly.
Keep an eye out for the brown eye. I will catch the flatulent phantom. I have reported this information to the police.
Oh my god. Can you imagine being the cop that has to take down the report? Okay, ma'am. Or
911, what's your emergency? It's a ma'am. Audrey.
But how do you...
From El Granada.
How do you know there's not just like a turd in your mailbox?
What seems to be 911 was your emergency? Someone keeps farting in my mailbox.
And Okay, so if you farted, I'm going to try this out. If you farted in a mailbox at midnight,
Yeah.
it's still going to be in there, and then the mailman opens your mailbox, the fart does not leave.
What's weird to me
They
is
put
that.
the mail in.
What's weird to me is
Close it.
you're farting in the mailbox at night, so unless you're not checking your mail till the next morning, like, how is the mailman not like, oh, this mailbox smells like shit?
Like, wouldn't the mailman be like, excuse me?
Excuse me, ma'am, your mailbox smells like shit.
But how is it staying in? That's not airtight.
Maybe it is.
I'm going to fart in a jar and find out how long
Well,
it
then,
lasts.
where?
And then go fart in our mailbox.
Well, like, does she have one of those, like, cemented in mailboxes?
How do you hear? So every night.
Well, it's by her window, so maybe she has one like we have. Which then, like, is that
How
person
do you get your butt on
is
there?
that person getting up on a ladder and like, and then just like pull my ladder up and get out of here?
Okay, so let's imagine.
Also, I hear it. Then go out there and stop the guy
but
or girl or whoever.
it's probably an animal.
I don't
It's
know.
probably a skunk.
I don't know.
But like, how are you hearing someone fart from inside your house? Like, if I go on the porch and fart, do you think I'll be able to hear it? In here?
Oh my god, the fart is coming from inside the mailbox.
Like, also, she didn't need to say the brown eye. She didn't have to go there, but she did.
Keep an eye out for the brown eye. I'm gonna catch the flatulent.
Then why don't you just get a ring door cam?
Flatulent phantom.
Lady, I think you stink and you don't want to admit it.
Oh my god! From the creators of the Phantom of the Opera.
Probably from A24 is where that movie came from.
No, it's Happy Madison Productions.
Probably.
Did anyone lose 2 to 4 dogs? Can someone identify and pick up these dogs, please? They're eating our plants. I thought someone was breaking into my window. That, I think, is a warthog.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely not a dog.
Like, I'm pretty certain. We'll see if I can get a nice zoom.
Yeah, it's definitely some sort of...
I'm
yeah.
pretty confident that's a warthog.
I don't know that warthogs are around. It's some kind of like...
Well, she's clearly like in the desert.
Wild boar-ish. Yeah, yeah.
Right, Texas.
Or Arizona.
Old doorbell removal. This was from Mary Beth in Ellenwood. Hello, does anyone know someone who could come and remove our old doorbell? Marge, no one should be touching your property without your permission. Report to the police. See something, say something.
What?
Mary Beth, not quite what I'm looking for, but thanks for the advice, Marge.
What? Or just maybe Marge thinks that
Marge thinks that her thing is...
someone
like,
is ringing my doorbell and they want to get it removed.
No, I think she thinks like someone
Removed?
just came and removed their doorbell. And she's looking for like, does anyone know who came and removed our doorbell?
Oh.
Like, who keeps farting in my mailbox and now someone took my doorbell?
Man. This town's getting ravaged.
Home wrecker. Well, if anyone is looking for a home wrecker, I can recommend one. There is one in my neighborhood that has been sleeping with my husband for the last 3 months.
Oh dear.
Okay.
See, now, if I found out that my husband was cheating on me, I would real quick get myself
Post on Nextdoor.
a Nextdoor and just start going to town. Because
Find that bitch's address and go fart in her mailbox.
do you know how many Karens there are on a Nextdoor app? And they find out that a husband is cheating, they're all over it. They're all over everyone.
You think fart in my mailbox is a sexual thing? Like a euphemism? Someone keeps farting in my mailbox. They're like a queef.
You have a UTI if that's what happened to you. You're dead, lady. Just take it all out.
Is that slang for a queef?
Or is it slang for like when it was a fart transplant?
That dress has 4 pockets. Someone keeps farting in my mailbox.
But like, it's really gonna bother me. That I need to get to the bottom of it.
Call Mythbusters.
I just don't.
So look forward, folks. At some point on this YouTube channel, we're gonna do one of those like we put stuff in a jar, like Good Mythical Morning did. But it's just gonna be Kelly's gonna fart in a jar,
No, I'm gonna fart in our mailbox and see if
It
the mail.
will. No, you promised. Wait, I can replay
Well,
the
I
footage.
have to fart in a jar to see airtight how long it lasts.
Get one of your bread jars that has the like moonshine lid on it. Tighten that bitch up with a fucking pair of channel locks, so it's real tight.
And we'll see. But then, like,
We'll
because
leave
that's
it
our
sit.
control. That's
we'll
our
leave
control.
it sit for a month.
Oh God, it's not gonna smell. It's gonna be gone. The fart will be gone. Unless there's like poop particles. What if mold grew?
There you go.
But then we have to.
We leave things in a fart for a month.
I don't think you could even smell it though. You'd have to like, you couldn't put your because it's methane. Like
I think you're gonna open that lid and the whole house is gonna explode.
well, I'd imagine it just explodes. Because like methane, you can't.
It's got
like,
big Boggs energy. If you know, you know.
It's like sniffing bleach.
I think groceries were accidentally delivered to my apartment on redacted. If you were expecting groceries from Aldi and never received them, comment below. First reply, you need to call Aldi's. Second reply, I don't need to do anything. Need is in quotes. Whose dog is this?
Oh no, is it another not dog?
Whose dog is this? Because I'm legit terrified.
It's probably in the holes that. Let me see.
It's a fence, and like you can barely see the dog
You're like right there.
through the slats in the fence. I'm very confused. This is a very confusing one to me. I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother showing you that one because that's very.
It's literally, and it's not even like it's not the dog's eye or teeth. It's
No.
just like a brown blob.
Our son William just finished his first year at Clarkson University and is looking for work this summer. His major is computer science. Anyone have work in this field or leads? Greatly appreciated. Will you be coming during lunch breaks to spoon feed him and wipe his rear end?
Yikes.
I've seen this one before.
Sorry about that. Robin's monitor has.
Oh, it doesn't have the whole thing. Oh, I hate to be this person, but I'm pretty tired of people using my circular drive as a pull-through turnaround. So much so that I posted a sign at the end of my driveway. Apparently that isn't enough. That said, I just put 2 of these in my Amazon cart. They will be here Monday. Things will work out the way they work out. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Oh, we got the tire spikes.
And it is screenshots of tire spikes
Yikes.
that she paid $18.99 for on Amazon.
Wow, that's exciting that you can buy those on Amazon.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Keep those neighbors out of your driveway.
Yard work. I'm not sure who Tweedledee and Tweedle Dumbass are, but stop using leaf blowers at 8 a.m. Believe it or not, I like to sleep. Need person to wax. I'm looking for someone that can wax and buff my entryway the old-fashioned way.
What?
Thanks.
What?
And the best of Nextdoor account put, this is not a dating site.
What? What do they mean the old-fashioned way? Like on their hands and knees?
Yeah,
Why can't you do it?
that's what she said.
That is weird. That's a weird thing to.
I mean, if I was ever on like a Tinder,
I would just write.
I would definitely put, I'm looking for someone that can wax and buff my entryway the old-fashioned way.
Like,
Thanks.
What?
Oh my
Lady,
god.
you're only gonna get creeps. You're only going to get creeps. That's how you get a creep in your house.
Dinner tonight from Eustace. Carson and myself will be grilling burgers tonight and would love for all the single ladies to join us.
Ew.
To which Carol replied, age limit? Question.
Oh my god. Love it. Carol's like, yo, I'm up for some free burgers. I'm single because my husband's dead.
What does this represent? I saw this flag flying in my neighborhood. Does anyone know what this means? Should I be worried? It's a Star Wars flag. It's the rebellion symbol from the Star Wars flag.
Yes, be very afraid.
Bumped into this guy today and must say he was alone. No security. I'm pretty sure it's that fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine guy. With all the weird face tattoos and shit. Kevin replied, "Who are either of you? And also, this isn't Facebook. No one cares about your personal life." Poll, how do I change the name of my Gmail address to include my husband's name? Don't know if I am in correct category. And the two options are, what are pool choices and what the heck?
The poll?
Yeah, the first one, clearly she typed in, what are poll choices, but she misspelled it and put, what are pool choices? And then the second one, she put, what the heck?
Definitely.
And then just hit enter.
Post. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Bitcoin. If anyone is familiar with Bitcoin and how it works, please contact me. My brother gave me a physical Bitcoin and I have no idea how to sell it.
What? I thought they... What? He gave you a quarter, lady.
Poll. Does anyone know that property owners are responsible for their sidewalk? The city passed the buck to property owners. Maybe boycott businesses on Peachtree until sidewalks fixed? Signatures, 82%. Email, 18%.
What? What?
Oh my god. Poll. Need storage shed moved across state lines. I need to relocate my storage shed from here in Texas to Mississippi. It's about 10 by 11 and just says Seymour. I can help with blank, 0%. I know someone who can help with blank, 0%. I'm thinking a poll was the wrong post. But help me anyway if you can. Thanks, 100%.
Why do you have to move your storage shed across state lines? I have a question.
Well, I think he's like moving.
No, it sounds like he's got a dead body in the shed. He's got to move it across.
No, it sounded like I'm moving homes. Like I'm moving to a different state. And I need someone who can take this shed across state lines.
But he didn't preface it by saying I'm moving. He just said I had to take my storage shed.
Poll. Looking for dependable, honest, and reasonable handyman. If they still exist. Question mark, question mark.
Uh-huh. The old-fashioned way, or
the poll. The poll options are reliable and honest, or handyman! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! 33% said reliable and honest. 67% said handyman.
So what? What they mean is handsy man, and you should not hire them.
I hate that I have to keep going to fucking Twitter for these. Ding dong ditcher on horse. Had a ding dong ditcher that ran away on a horse. Sounded like multiple people.
What?
Happened tonight at 11 p.m. Did this happen to anyone else?
Well, that's a bold move.
What?
Usually,
what I don't get is...
Ding dong ditch on a horse, but it's multiple
Ding
people.
dong ditch on a horse. Sounded like it was multiple people.
Do you mean the four legs of the horse?
Or was there more than one person on the horse?
You know horses are heavy and loud.
Poll. What happened yesterday on Cedar Mountain? Heard there was a lot of police activity. This is another poll. Curious? 64%. What to know? 36%. Poll. Does anyone know how to dispose of old bowling balls? 16 pound. What are you asking for? FIR is option 1. What are you asking for is option 2. What are you asking for? 12%. What are you asking for? 87%. Poll. Why are so many residents moving out of Independence? I am very curious why there are so many people moving out of Independence. I see so Seymour. ... Seymour. Option 1, moving. Option 2, where are you moving? 56% said moving. 44% said, where are you moving?
Does he think that, like, when you pick that, you're going to have to give an answer?
This is the first
follow-up question?
This is the first poll that is actually accurate, but it's hysterical. Poll. Anyone have a cat tower for sale? Yes or no? 2 votes. 0% yes. 100% no.
Uh-huh. Yep, could have seen that coming.
Please include photos in cat-related posts. I keep seeing posts about cat-related topics with no photo attached. Enough is enough. On mobile, just tap the little camera icon when you're done typing the text. Here's a picture of our cat, Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Wow. What a name.
So embarrassing. I just want to say thank you to the lady that walked with me this morning with both our dogs. I did not realize that you were not the gal that I was supposed to be walking with. Just this week, I joined a walking group, and today was my first day. When I ran into you, I really thought you were the gal I was supposed to be meeting. I did not mean to stalk you all the way to your house, and thank you for listening to my crazy life story about my broken computer and teaching first grade and distance learning. All I know is she teaches 5th grade in Rancho. As soon as she walked into her house, Jody, the lady I was supposed to be meeting, called asking if they had missed me. Imagine my surprise when I realized I was walking and talking with a complete stranger. Anyway, thank you for walking with me, and if you know who you are, please PM me so I can assure you I'm not a total nutcase and maybe you can start walking with the group too. Sorry again.
Weird.
Hello, blank. Hello, redacted neighbors. This morning, our pet pig will be having her hooves trimmed. It's not her favorite, and as such, she will be making some pretty wild sounds. Just wanted to warn everyone in case they hear what they think is an animal being harmed around 10:30/11 a.m. this morning. It's just Panchetta making her point of annoyance. Pig emoji. Picture for attention.
Oh my gosh, let me see the pig. Aww.
It's just a big fat pig.
See, that's what I want from next door. Like, don't worry. Everything's fine, just a pig being dramatic. Nothing to see here.
Of course, the last two aren't going to load. Oh, where did it refresh me to? Far to the mailbox.
Because it knows. It knows that we are so perplexed.
It's like, oh, you refreshed? You're looking for someone farted in my mailbox. Please help.
But I still have a lot of questions. How and why? Some logistical questions.
Yeah, I need to know what kind of mailbox it is.
And how are they getting their butthole in?
Because if you're saying it's next to your window or whatever, like, it can't be at the unless you're fucking like you have no yard.
Yeah, because.
But then, yeah, if it's a one like ours where it's attached on the wall and it's just like the metal thing, like, how are you getting up there?
And you'd have to be sitting on top of the mailbox.
Is someone lifting you? Do you have a ladder? Because, like I said, if it's one like ours, it's taking you a lot of work. That lady can get the fuck up and go catch you.
Yeah, because she's
farting in her mailbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 30 and 31 are not going to load. So.
Oh well, we tried.
Bummer. I will remove from collection. 19 movies people are supposed to love but actually hate. Oh. And 17 terrible movies people really love. This is a BuzzFeed article. Here are a while ago we asked the BuzzFeed community to tell us which hated movies they actually love. On another post, they also shared which loved movies they hate. Here are the surprising results. Hated The Notebook. My coworkers told me I would sob watching The Notebook. My eyes were so dry I needed Visine. Loved Bride Wars.
I like Bride Wars. Why did people think they would hate it?
How dare you? Hated Moulin Rouge.
Oh.
It has a good set and all, but it's nothing special. I'm also not a fan of Baz Luhrmann.
Oh, okay. Well, then why'd you watch it?
Exactly. Loved The Village.
Ew.
I never understood the hate for The Village. In my honest opinion, the only wrong thing is it being marketed as a horror movie instead of the suspense/drama it really is. Hated Forrest Gump. I honestly think Forrest Gump is a stupid movie. People still quote from that movie even today, and all I can think about is how awful the film really was.
I don't hate it, but like I'm indifferent.
Loved Encino Man. It has a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's got Sean Astin, Pauly Shore, and best of all, Brendan Fraser, with long hair pre-George of the Jungle. The premise is just ridiculous enough, and the characters, and actors who play them, are just outstanding enough to make the movie one of my absolute faves.
Makes me want to see it, though.
Little known, but should be known more. Hated Mean Girls. I loved it growing up, but watching it now, as an Asian woman, all the racist stereotypes and fetishizing of the cool Asians just makes me sick. I can't watch it anymore because of that.
I don't love it.
Loved White Chicks.
Ooh, I didn't like that one.
Some people hated it, but I loved it. Thanks. Hated Breakfast at Tiffany's.
What?
Breakfast at Tiffany's is a movie in search of a plot. No likable characters. It's hyped up as this incredible movie, but when I watched it for the first time, I was so underwhelmed. The song Moon River is by far the best thing to come from that film. Loved Bewitched.
Ew.
Bewitched with Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell.
Oh,
I used
so
to watch
bad.
it religiously. I think it's such a fun and charming film.
It's so...
Hated the entire Toy Story series.
Wow.
I am entirely on board with disliking Toy Story, the entire franchise in my case. I get what it was trying to do, but the Muppets told the exact same story better years earlier with The Christmas Toy. Loved Hoodwinked. Do people hate Hoodwinked? I love that movie.
Was it the Little Red Riding?
Riding Hood one, where it's like a bunch of weird,
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Cop movies intertwined.
But I didn't like the gnomes. They were weird.
I don't care about the low quality animation. I love that movie. The script is hilarious, and it was clever to twist traditional fairy tales with a Rashomon style narrative. I love that movie. I think it was fantastic. It was so funny. So funny. I hated Elf. Elf's just squawky annoyance. Oh my god, number 14. Loved Death to Smoochie. Ebert called it the worst movie of the year, and it's one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh.
A dark comedy about the seedy side of children's television and charities, starring Robin Williams, Edward Norton, Catherine Keener, and Jon Stewart. Cracks me up every time. One of my fucking favorite movies. Came out in 2002.
Wow. I thought it was older than that.
Hated Avatar.
Okay.
Man, I hate Avatar. Great effects, but the story was such a trite, recycled piece of shit.
Yeah, it's nothing.
The characters were all cliches and could have just worn t-shirts saying which trope they were. Bad guy, military guy, reluctant hero, scrappy scientist, tribal elder, his daughter, her intended. Pocahontas meets Dances with Wolves meets The Last Samurai meets The Smurfs.
It has a real Pocahontas feel.
Loved Ghostbusters, the 2016
Oh.
Kate McKinnon.
I was like, oh, I didn't.
Every time I watch it, I find something else that cracks me up. Chris Hemsworth is a riot, and Kate McKinnon slays. Now, no one I know likes it.
I liked it.
Hated Citizen Kane. I zoned out during Citizen Kane. I know I watched it, but I can't remember what happened. LOL. I think there was a sled called Rosebud.
Spoiler.
Also hated It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Wonderful Life is so
Rude.
boring and predictable. I've never understood how people adore it so much. I mean, we did watch it, and I got to the end.
Clarence.
We got to the end of that movie, and I'm like, that movie kind of sucked.
I love that one.
Like, I'd never watched it before.
You also didn't really like White Christmas. Oh, no.
No, I do like White Christmas.
You just didn't want to watch it for Christmas.
No, I didn't have a problem watching it for Christmas. I have a problem with, like, everyone talks about it being, like, this quintessential Christmas movie, and about 5 minutes of it takes place at Christmas time.
But it bookends.
And not all of it. Actually, none of it takes place at Christmas time.
Yeah, the beginning and the end. It's Christmas.
But aren't they filming it on, like, a soundstage with fake snow? Like, it's not actually Christmas time.
No, it is. I mean, when they're filming the movie, no, it's not Christmas time.
No, I thought when they filmed that TV special, it was, like, fake. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because... Yes, but in the movie, like...
That's my point. The TV special they're filming for the Colonel at the end of the movie.
It's not. It's televised, but it's not...
Oh, I thought it was
No,
like
it's
fake,
actually...
fake snow.
It's actually Christmas time.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I would watch It's a Wonderful Life
And
again.
it's the beginning, because that's why he sings White Christmas at the beginning.
I just remember getting to the end of the first... The first time I watched It's a Wonderful Life, I remember getting to the end, and I'm like, that movie kind of sucked.
I just love
And I think I also watched it, like...
Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, so do I. But I think I watched it, like, none of this makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty,
Like, there are tons of plot holes. And, like, not like I can ignore these. Like, there's some, like, glaring, like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think it's supposed to be a little bit like that.
I think one of my big issues was, like, you watch A Christmas Carol, and the spirits take him back in time to the present to the future, but no one can ever see him. What's weird about It's a Wonderful Life is It's him if he didn't exist.
Yeah, because he's trying to jump off the bridge.
But then people can see him. Like, he's interacting with people, and they're interacting with him.
Yeah, but they just don't know who he is.
And they don't know who he is. And I'm like, this is weird. This would have been better, like, if it was like a Christmas story.
Well, I think that they don't, because it didn't want to be just a Christmas carol.
I get it, but, like, it just didn't...
I still love it.
It didn't work for me. If him just, like, running into people...
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
Loved Batman and Robin.
Why?
Batman and Robin brought Chris O'Donnell into my awareness. All these years later, he's still my favorite crush, and one day I will run away to Hollywood and marry him.
Ew.
Hated the Cars and Planes franchise. Why does literally the least entertaining and dumbest Pixar movie get 2 sequels and a spin-off with its own sequel? Meanwhile, it took 15 years to get an Incredibles 2, and we will never see a Ratatouille, WALL-E, or Brave sequel.
They don't like Cars, Lightning McQueen, or the Cars and Planes?
No, they don't like Cars, Cars 2, or Cars 3, and they don't like Planes or Planes 2.
I don't think that's...
Planes is a spin-off of Cars.
But there's no airplanes in Cars.
Yeah, but they take place in the exact same universe.
Then how's that a spin-off? There's no airplanes.
It's a spin-off in the sense of, like, it's a shared universe, and we're going... Like, there's Cars in the movie Planes.
Weird.
That are clearly from Cars. Like, that's the exact same animation. I often forget that Planes is Disney. Because I don't think they were in theaters, even. I could be wrong, but... Like, I often forget that Planes are Disney movies. I feel they feel to me like it was one of those, like, Cars was successful, and then someone else was like, oh, let's make a different movie so we don't get sued, and just call it, like...
I mean, you can't shit on the Cars franchise in this household.
Well, you can shit on Cars 2. Because Cars 2 is
Tony likes it.
Awful. Loved. We saw the sequel to this in theaters. It may have been one of our first dates. Loved Hot Tub Time Machine. Hot Tub Time Machine. I haven't watched it in a bit since Tag and Game Night have become my favorite movies, and the completely average people wind up in bonkers, dangerous situations action comedy genre, but it's honestly a super enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
Hated, how fucking dare you, The Princess Bride.
Wow.
I detest The Princess Bride. I finally watched it around 2013, and I just was bored to tears. It wasn't funny, it wasn't romantic, and it didn't do anything for me. That's fine. Not all things have to. I just don't get why it's so damn popular. Because it's a fucking masterpiece. How dare you?
Well, but also, you got hyped up for as something different to you.
Loved Xanadu.
What? Never heard of it.
Xanadu is one of my favorite movies that always gets so much hate. It's definitely not the best movie ever made, but it's super campy and fun. And that's Danny Kaye in this picture. I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. I think there's a lot of roller skating.
Oh.
I think. Hated Inception.
What?
Inception was boring AF. And the whole, it doesn't matter if stuff in a movie is anachronistic because movies are fake anyway. It's absolute anathema to me. Bro, no one fucking cares that you own computer that can go to thesaurus.com.
I think it's supposed to be because it's like anarchy.
No, I think it's supposed to. I think this review is supposed to be like, I'm super educated and I didn't like Inception. That's why I'm using these big fucking words that no one cares about.
Yeah, but it's related to anarchy because I guess Annihilism? What does the word look like?
So there's anachronistic is the first one, and then anathema.
Oh. I don't know.
Look. Continue. Don't care. An anachronism is a chronological inconsistency in some arrangement, especially a juxtaposition of people, events, objects, language, terms, blah, blah, blah.
That's the point of the whole movie.
Anathema. The word anathema has two main meanings. One is to describe that something or someone is being hated or avoided. The other refers to a formal excommunication by a church.
What?
Yeah, this person's trying way too hard to sound intelligent. Loved The New Mutants, that weird X-Men movie that came
doesn't
out
even
in
make
2020.
sense. Which one?
The New Mutants, that weird X-Men movie about younger kids that was coming out in this month, and then this month, and then this month, and then this year, and then this month, and then this month. They just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed. I don't think it ever came out in theaters. Hated Brokeback Mountain.
Never saw it.
Slow and boring. Read the story. It takes 20 minutes, and you don't have to look at endless shots of wet mountains to make you feel cold and ready for a shower. Loved View from the Top. The Gwyneth Paltrow movie and
Christina
Applegate.
Oh, never.
They're flight attendants.
Oh, I want to watch
Mike Myers
that.
is in it. They did it on How Did This Get Made, I think.
I want to watch it.
Hated Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The main character is so unlikable. How am I supposed to enjoy a whole movie about him? Loved Tomorrowland.
Me too.
Hated Grease. You're not supposed to love Grease. That's incorrect on this list. Grease is a movie that you either like it or you don't. Like, it's not a you're supposed to love this movie. No one's telling you to love Grease.
The theory is that she's dead.
Yeah, I've seen the theory. The theory on the internet
She drowned.
is everyone's dead.
No.
No, not in Greece. I'm saying, like, is it a theory on the internet? They're dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well, when they
why do
say
Fairy Godparents exist in the Fairy Godparents? Because Timmy Turner is dead. This is all
she nearly drowned.
a fever dream.
So, like, the point, the thing is that
Everything is a Jacob's Ladder situation.
she did die.
Loved Grease 2.
I saw it once.
Hated Gone with the Wind.
Oh.
I
Very
can't
long.
stand all 3 hours of it. And yes, I've seen it more than once. 4 chances and it still sucked. That damn movie took me 3 days to get through. I won't be doing that to myself again. Loved Burlesque.
Ooh, I didn't care for it.
They just did that on Free with Ads. Hated Ladybird. Loved The Happening.
Ooh.
What? Huh? What? Who are you? I loved The Happening. I don't know why, because the acting isn't good.
Okay.
Even though Mark Wahlberg and Zooey Deschanel are pretty good actors.
What?
And the plot twist is something. It's just a weird, fun watch for me. And finally, hated The Breakfast Club.
What? That's just a trap.
And the review just says The Breakfast Club is incredibly overrated.
It's a great movie.
Hey.
But, like, it's a typical 80s movie. There's not, like... It's mostly just drama. There's no, like, major action or anything like that. Just...
It's a John Hughes movie.
Yeah.
It's got one of the best closing songs in movie history.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause Don't You Forget About Me is a classic. And it was supposed to be... What band was that supposed to be?
I don't know.
Europe? I'll have to look it up really quick before we'll end on that note. It's a very famous rock band that was supposed to record that, and they didn't.
Oh. I see what you're saying.
Who was supposed to... Not the letter, not the number 3. Who the fuck is Brian Ferry?
Billy Idol. Brian Ferry, Billy Idol, Christy Hind, Corey Hart, Roxy Music, The Fix, Simple Minds.
Simple
that's-
Minds is who sings it.
Yeah. Billy Idol.
I guess it was Billy Idol then, probably, for that movie.
Yeah. That's like the biggest one that keeps coming up.
Yeah, it was probably him for the movie, and he passed on it.
Lots of people passed on it, but
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Simple Minds is the first one.
Yeah. It says that's who it is.
Why? That's the only one I know, but I don't know if like.
Oh, was it?
I only ever heard of Billy Idol. I don't know who the fuck Brian Ferry is. I don't know who else you said. Like, I never heard any of those people. So the groundbreaking would be like Billy Idol was supposed to sing the theme song for The Breakfast Club and passed.
No, it's by them. I mean, it's them first.
Judd Nelson was supposed to sing the theme song for The Breakfast Club and then passed.
Who?
Judd Nelson, the one who plays
Her husband?
Who?
Oh.
Whose husband?
Tiffany. Whatever her name is. Holly.
Who? We talking about the same movie?
In Breakfast at Tiffany's?
No, in The Breakfast Club.
Oh, does he play the principal?
No, he plays the fucking...
Oh.
The bad boy, whatever his name is.
I don't know. I don't remember.
His real name is Judd Nelson.
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
It's Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez.
The guy with 3 names. Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall. I'm like, who the fuck is it?
The girl with the dandruff. I don't know her name.
Yeah, I don't remember her name either. Is she the last one?
Yeah, because there's just 2 girls.
It's 2 girls and 3 guys. Yeah, I don't remember what her name is. Well, on that note, thank you for joining us. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when new episodes drop. If you're listening to this, rate, review, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please make sure that you have automatic downloads turned on, because that's what Paul Scheer tells me to tell people, because it helps.
Sure.
And it doesn't take up a lot of room on your phone storage. We will be back next week, because as far as I know right now, there are no scheduling conflicts like there was last week. And yeah, don't you forget about us. We love you, and as always, thank you for being a friend.